Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here with another process video, and I am still using my stash kit that I put together. And if you're new to my channel, you can see the mood board that I created and the stash kit that I put together. It is the video that's called In the Mood. And so I am still working through that kit, which I plan to use for the month of February, and these are the pieces that I pulled from that kit to use on this layout. And I'm going to tell you that this is the video that I would say could have been called Mixed Media Goes Wrong, and you will see as I go through what it is that I am talking about. But before I get to that, I did go on my silhouette and I did cut this heart, and it is a free cut file from the Paper Issues store, which I will link below in the description of this video. I went ahead and just cut it out on my silhouette, and I then backed it with that beautiful floral paper, which is really a busy paper, but I thought backing it on this cut file would allow me to use a big amount of it but not have it be too overwhelming. So I went ahead and did that. I didn't make you watch me cut all that out, but I put that flower paper behind the heart, and now I am taking this turquoise, bluey green ledger kind of paper, and that will be the background of my layout. And here I left my entire process in from a mixed media perspective so that you could see what happens when you think you have this great idea of how you want your mixed media to look and what you want to do. And yeah, the idea in your head when translates to paper, not exactly what you were going for. I think that if I had maybe used different colors or done things a little bit differently, that I maybe could have made this work. But what I started out doing was I knew that my heart was going to go here in the bottom or lower part of the layout in the middle. And so I started by taking my gesso and outlining just with my finger, you know, making it bigger than where that heart was, you know, outlining with gesso. This is the heart. And then I took one of the two colors of Lindy Stamp Gang ink or mist that I'm going to use, and I forget the colors, but I will link them down below. And you know, this, I like this, and maybe I could have, if I had stopped here, maybe I could have made this work. But once I added the pink, and I'm impatient and I didn't let the blue dry fully, yeah, it totally did not go well. The two colors together are just, on the white gesso, they're just too bright. They just aren't working with the colors that I pulled. It's too blue now instead of turquoise. And as you can see, the thumbs down real quick, I went, okay, I don't like this. So I let it dry for a little bit, thinking that that was going to help. It didn't, and it wasn't fully dry, and I was still hating it. So then I thought, okay, let me take the gesso again, and I'm going to cover it over. And you know, I do this, and I go, okay, maybe I'm liking this. It's kind of mixing again the two colors. It's turning it a little bit purple. It's muted. Maybe I can make this work. And so again, I'm doing this, and the whole time I'm thinking, okay, maybe I like it. No, I'm not sure I do like it. And so I put this down and I let it dry, put my heart on it, and I go, oh, okay, it's still too purple. I'm not really going with purple in this one. I'm just not liking it. So then I thought my camera was on. It wasn't. So you're halfway through try number, I guess this is 3 now for Mixed Media Gone Wrong. I decided to take the Distress ink in the Chip Sapphire, and I put that around the outside of the heart first after that gesso, second coat of gesso was dry. And I go, okay, now it's too bright, too blue, it's not working. And then I think, okay, well maybe if I add a little evergreen bough over top, it'll turn it a little bit more toward the turquoise, and I'll actually like it because maybe it'll blend in better with the background. And I am trying. I really want to make this work. Can you tell? Like I am determined. I want this. Yeah. No. It's just not good, everyone. It's not good. So, yeah. So, again, I'm going to put the heart on it. And, you know, in my head, I was like, this is going to be really cool. I'm going to put some mixed media on this one. I am no Missy Wooden from a mixed media at all. So, yeah. Can't make it work. Thumbs down. Good news. I have another piece of that turquoise ledger paper. Thank goodness. So I grabbed that, I cut it down, and here I am sticking it to my background. My ATG dies, so I pull out my other score tape. And here, look at that. Clean background. You will notice in the pictures there is no mixed media on this layout, and I have to say, I absolutely love how it turned out. I love the colors. I love everything about it. I was just never going to get that mixed media to work. Let's be honest, it just wasn't working for me. So here is take 2. I've laid that background down. My layout is now nice and sturdy, and I'm going to map my photos. As I've been doing lately, instead of making you watch the majority of the gluing everything down, I am just going to lay out everything for this layout and glue it down later, just so that you can see how it's going to look, but you don't have to watch all the gluing. And my camera does cut out here in a second, but basically I'm just matting those photos and see it cut out. I then took these 2 pattern papers that I had pulled from my kit, and I created banners, and they're going to go exactly as you see it. They're behind the photo, and the photo is going to sit on top of that beautiful heart. And now I'm going to take all these little bits and pieces that I pulled, and there's lots of layering, and I use a lot of chipboard and things like that on this layout, and I'm going to layer it all up. I'm going to have sort of a diagonal cluster design in the fact that I'm going to have one in the lower right. There's going to be another in the top left of the photos, and then up in the top left corner of the layout will be the third one. And if you saw this in real time, I fussed with these layers forever. Seriously, could not make it work. I was like, I want these on this layout. I want them on. I'm gonna make them work. Yeah, so eventually I do. Most of the stuff that I pulled, I used, and I eventually get it to work. Took a while, but I eventually did. So this is like a comedy of like what not to do with mixed media, and then like how to take forever just to lay out your embellishment clusters. But ultimately, like I said, I love how it turns out. So these are the 3 clusters. I'm going to do my journaling on that tag, that white tag that's in behind. I put my title down, which is called Sunday Best. I am going to, once everything is glued down, I am going to come back and do something to that title, but it is there where it is going to stay in the end. I use some puffy hearts. I'm still working through some of my Dear Lizzie puffy hearts from one of her old collections, and I used up some of those. I have some wood veneer hearts, so lots of hearts on this one of my kiddos, and again, more of those puffy stickers from a Dear Lizzie collection. I'm so glad to get some of them used up. And so I kind of, like I've said before, I kind of make sure that I have, you know, if I have puffy stickers in one, they don't have to be the same puffy sticker, but if I have puffy stickers in one collection, I want to bring them through all the other clusters. And so that's basically what I'm doing. I'm going to put that twine on that tag, and that's where my journaling is going to go. So here everything is glued down, and I decided that finishing touches, I was going to use just 2 of these little word stickers. I think one says family and one says fun. They're going to go in the 2 farthest clusters. I have words in that middle cluster, so I didn't put any more there. And then I really didn't like the title being so white, so I took that Chip Sapphire Distress ink, and these are those Heidi Swap letters that you can color that have a resist on them. So I went ahead and colored those up, and I really like that blue that it adds on those letters down at the bottom. Kind of makes them blend in, but still you can still read it. They pop a little bit. And so I do have to go back later and glue those down because they are chipboard and they do not stick at all. But as I showed you before, that is where the title goes and that is where it stays. The last thing for this layout that I'm going to do is I'm going to take these enamel dots, and I take a turquoise and pink enamel dots, and I just put 3 in each of the clusters, and that is how this layout looks in the end. And I think I show you, but I don't do it on camera, but on that tag, like I said, my journaling will go on there. I will also put my date on that tag, which I do off camera. And that is it for this layout. There will be still photos at the end. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe so you can see the rest of the layouts that I create with my stash kit. And I will talk to you all on the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.